Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
Which car do you see on the road and instantly think, yeah, this person's definitely in a hole? Guys who have those plastic testicles on their trucks. Supervillain are the metal ones. Or when they're bright pink, I've seen a few like this, rolling on the floor laughing. Tesla Cybertruck, Incel Camino, DePlorean. Anyone driving a Carolina squat. Honorable mention goes to those with loud annoying exhausts. I had to Google what that was. Holy shit, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh my god, it was so much worse than I was expecting. Any truck, rolling coal. I was looking for a used topper for my truck and found one on Facebook Marketplace. Right size, okay color, decent price. The pics looked good. I was excited and immediately contacted them and pulled the cash. Showed up and saw that they had purposefully taken the pics where you couldn't see the foot-wide hole that had been filled through the top because the kid had put on a giant smokestack so he could roll coal. It's totally on brand for an asshole who rolls coal to lie, waste my time, and then get pissed when I didn't buy the topper with a giant fucking hole in the roof. This reminds me that every single second-hand car I have ever sold, the person who bought it said, wow, this is much nicer than I thought it was going to be, because I do my best to describe all the imperfections and I want people to be happy with their purchase. One guy came and said, I was totally planning on talking you down on the price, but I'm not even going to because there is nothing wrong you didn't mention. Makes me feel like a decent human being even though I know I'm not. Any car or truck with the Punisher or gun-related bumper stickers. Octuple points on police cruiser, personal vehicle. The writers of The Punisher actually published a meta-message in the comic specifically reminding cops that Punisher is not on their side and that they shouldn't be using his symbol. Pickup trucks with smokestacks like a semi-truck. You can literally see the asshole overflowing. A few years back, some assfuck was purposefully driving 20 under the speed limit, and when I inevitably caught up to him, he floored it and I was drowning in a thick black cloud for a few seconds. It was terrifying and so fucking dangerous. He did it twice more and I made the risky choice to pass him. He wasn't having it and nearly ran me off the road. I still hate that guy. Beat up Nissan Altima with peeling clear coat and bubbling tint. Watch out, dude has warrants and behind on child support. Her weekly nail salon bill is higher than her credit score. Anyone driving around with their high beams on. A while back I got a concussion from a seizure, and I swear the high beams were hypomia for a year straight. That's just the new normal. Most lights have gotten brighter and it's fucking annoying. I'm conflicted, because I get the need for really bright lights, especially in rural areas where lots of animals and such jump onto the road, but I also hate the fact that I've had to pull over several times the past few months just to let my eyes recover so I could see again. I wish there was some sort of breakthrough in windshields that would dim oncoming lights while preserving your current light level. I know I'm describing magic basically, but I don't care. Any lifted truck, especially if those aftermarket wheels are sticking out like 6 inches. And the tires are rubber bands. Every time I see a Confederate battle flag on a truck I get so fucking annoyed. I'm in Canada, states' rights means fuck all here. To be fair, it doesn't mean states' rights in the US either. It's just straight up pro-slavery, whether the owner understands it or not. It is states' rights, it's just that people disingenuously fail to complete the sentence that it's about the states' rights to own people. You'll see Confederate flags on cars in Germany as well. Mostly because the flag they truly want to use is illegal. Not the car, but anyone who unnecessarily revs their engine, especially in the middle of the night, has me wishing for bad things on them. Edit, Mom, I'm famous. Having experienced a bum engine now, you can hear a driver behavior difference in things like deliberate revving and muffler deletions versus the actual popping noises and exhaust smoke you get from engine backfiring, a burnt-out catalytic converter. But it was funny to me at the time to realize some people really are making their vehicles sound like an actively dying hoopty on purpose. Like your loud-ass car either has a really expensive engine or a really, really, really bad one. Lol, the pop or crackle tunes crack me up. I've been a car guy for a long time, but those tunes make it sound like your engine is broken on purpose. Big loud stupid trucks, and I say this as a guy who drives a truck. I live in the country and occasionally wish I had a truck for all the stuff we have to do out here, but there just aren't any small, utility-only trucks for sale by any of the major manufacturers. I don't need a crew cab. I don't want an SUV with a tiny bed. Give me an old Ranger or a Tacoma that isn't 7 feet tall with huge blind spots and actually functions like a truck is meant to, for work. No plates. Fake paper plates. Something covering their plate. A few weeks ago, while me and my mother were driving back home after getting groceries, there was a red car in front of us. A few seconds later, when there was a police car ahead, a pitch-black material automatically moved down and covered their license plate. I forgot if the windows were tinted or not. So when they saw a cop, they made their car an even bigger target for cops. Big lifted trucks have easily overtaken BMWs as the jerkiest, tailgatiest drivers on the road, and it's not even close. Extra points for Mollen Labe and Punisher stickers. And even stock new trucks are stupidly loud. At least BMWs were maneuverable. These stupid massive trucks now don't stop on a dime or turn worth a shit, so showboating immediately becomes an accident scene with more damage. Anything with a fuck Biden or let's go Brandon sticker. A regular Trump sticker is fine even if I disagree, but when you advertise that you're an asshole, then I'll take you at your word. A regular Trump sticker is fine. It is not. Anyone with political bumper stickers are probably maniacs. People with things like let's go Brandon are just the super maniacs. Any car that has that sticker of the Calvin and Hobbes kid pissing loudly crying. Edit, thank you for the award. I was going to edit the comment to just say, Calvin, but ya know what, nah. Especially because Bill Watterson is a treasure who refuses to sell the rights to merchandise anything from Calvin and Hobbes. If you know even the slightest bit about its humor, it is far from repulsive, and Patterson's Calvin would never piss on public property. Watterson sued several times to get the image taken down and donated all the money to charity. I don't even begin to think of how much money he turned down from 5 decades of incessant leechers who wanted to merchandise and disrespect his branding and disregard his ethics simply to make a buck. Big lifted truck tailgating you in a school zone. Instant villain energy, look of triumph. Any car tailgating you in a school zone. Any car tailgating you. Every time someone honks at me to move while I'm waiting for a school bus to unload, it's a jackass in a big lifted truck. Yes, let me plow down the school children and have my license taken away because you can't wait a minute to get to the next red light because we fucking live in a compact exurb with red lights every 10 feet. In the UK, any M series BMW or RS Audi. I know it's financed, I know it's a young driver, I know they're going to speed, and I know there's a chance they've probably got a fake plate addressed to an abandoned bungalow in Norfolk. In Montreal, Teslas are often assholes. But Audis are the biggest psychos on the road. That's universal. Same in Norway. Doesn't even have to be an M series car, it's even worse when you see a 320D with an F1 brake light. My former boss in the UK drove an M3. He is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. He definitely didn't do the speed limit in it, however. My manager has an estate M series, 2 kids with a third on the way. He drives over 100 on stretches of motorway without cameras. Living in the countryside and up north too, that's quite often for him. How come no one has said, trucks flying flags from their truck beds? Quote. Police car. Ram 1500. Always a Ram 1500 either tailgating like crazy or camping out in the left lane. So it's not just me that's noticed issues with Rams. Whenever a Ram is in front of me, it's driving like grandma going to church on Sunday, but when it's behind me, it's riding my ass like a jockey going for the Triple Crown. There was a study that showed Ram pickup truck drivers were second worst drivers on US roads. From what I've seen, they're right. You can't just leave me hanging like that. Who's number 1? Punisher logo with a back the blue line in the logo. Especially because the Punisher kills cops lol. On one hand, the Punisher is possibly the stupidest pick for a symbol they could have chosen. On the other hand, at least they're advertising their reading comprehension. Any truck that has those repulsive testicles hanging off it. It is nice that they are so pro-trans that they are helping their truck find its true self. Congratulations on assisting your truck through its transition surgery. One of those trucks with a huge smokestack spewing black exhaust. Almost any BMW, definitely most Nissan Altima, Rogue. Had to scroll way too far to find this. Almost every Beamer I've had the displeasure to encounter on the road seems to have forgotten that turn signals exist and are legally required, and seem to be personally affronted that anyone else share the road with them. Ah yes, the ancient art of BMW signal emission, passed down through generations of Reddit comments. Look, I get it. It's a classic. But at this point, it's like telling a, why did the chicken cross the road, joke and expecting a standing ovation. Truth is, if you're actually paying attention, most BMW drivers do use their signals, or at least as much as the average driver. You're just more likely to notice the one guy who doesn't because it fits the meme. Meanwhile, the real menace. Mid-trim crossover drivers treating lane lines like vague suggestions while eating yogurt and texting. The difference? BMW drivers at least care about the act of driving, some of us even enjoy it. Yes, a few act like clowns, but that's true for any group. It's like calling every woman over 45 a Karen. That's lazy and kinda tired. Reddit's better than this, right? There are the obvious choices like any BMW, Mercedes, etc., but for me it'll always be Cybertrucks, Ford Raptors, and any truck with a significant lift. They drive like they're the only ones on the road and you're just an inconvenience to them. Charger and Challenger, especially V8 models. Interesting, I always assumed the dudes driving the V6 Chargers, Challengers were the ones to avoid. You assumed correctly. Ain't nothing driven harder than the V6 version of a V8. It's such a shame, because of all the retro or reboot models in the last 2 decades, that Charger and Challenger feel the most authentic and true to their history. Who knew Dodge had it in them? Unfortunately, in many cases the guys buying these muscle cars from our childhoods are the douches who never graduated from their own childhood.